I know you thought I wasn't coming. I'm here today. You all, this is going to be an awesome way of doing things. I think it'll turn out pretty good. Shalom, shalom, Sister Deborah, prophetess in the wilderness. And you know what? That's all right with me. Coming again on this Deborah platform with another message. And I will say this is a lovely evening in which the Most High, a higher has made, and I, Sister Deborah, shall and I will rest therein. We're about to have a really, really good, good one. How would I? Live. We are, not just Sister Deborah. So you all gonna start and we just gonna talk about any and everything, and we're gonna always put a higher in the midst. We can talk about what's going on, but we're gonna sum it up with his mighty hand, what he is doing, what he is saying, how he is orchestrating everything right in the midst of us. And we want to forever, ever, 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 ever give him all praise, all glory, and all honor. Y'all, it said, it's time for real talk. And what's going to make it real is we're going to talk about situations within ourselves and within the society, in our community, in our country, all over the world. But we're going to wrap it into what is spirit and what is truth. Because why? Why can we do that? Because before it was, it is. You see, what you're seeing today, Ahia has already seen. He orchestrated it before the foundation of the world. You see? So we want to make sure we take it back to where it started. And once we do that, we actually put him in the midst of this life. We're going to at all times put him in the midst. We're going to start off with giving him the praise and the glory and the honor. So know that we're going to give him all praise in the beginning, in the middle, and always all the way to the end of this video. Okay? And every time we get on here, this is how we're going to do it. So we must recognize him by giving him all the praise, him all the honor, him all the glory. And I like to start off by saying to you all, if his right hand is all power, he's entitled to all praise, all glory, all honor, all worship. You see, all respect. He is entitled to all of that and some, you know. So I want you all to understand that Sister Deborah is trying something a little bit different. And it's to cause everyone to come into one. And believe it or not, we might be able to have the answers for many. Where we bring it into one, we could have the answer for many. I think it's enough for us with the light. I think it's enough for us in spirit and truth. I think it's enough for us that has been marked to where we can bring light to many things that's going on in the world. But we must understand, we are not here to think or feel that we can change it. Because that right hand of power before the foundation of the world has created it to the beginning, to the end, and everything in between. So we want to always recognize he gets the glory and the honor to it all. So if he wants to start off, yes, he's hallelujah. Yes, he's worthy. Shalom, shalom. So anyone, let me tell y'all something. I got some good ones. I got some good topics, but I'm going to hold back. I'm going to hold back because it was so. I was like, woo! I wish I would have thought of something like this. But let me first say this here. When I was a young girl, I answered my calling at the age, I think like 28, 29, when he told me he called me as a prophetess. At that moment, I took off. I went buying Bibles, you guys. I already had probably 6 or 7, but I went buying new Bibles and notebooks and pens, papers, cards, index cards, everything, because I'm finna master this whole Bible. That's what I'm saying. When he called me with the holy calling as a prophetess in the wilderness, in my mindset, oh, it's time for me to study now. You all, I was even working. Everything didn't mean nothing. Couldn't wait to get home to go back into this Bible and write every verse down. I was trying to master every verse and read everything. So if someone asks me, well, where can it be found? Is it here, 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 here? Tell me where that is at in the Bible. That's what I was doing until one day he paid me a visit. He said, wait a minute, hold up. What are you doing? I said, Father, I want to know this book from back to front. So when your people come to me, I can be able to tell them where it can be found, where is it at, and I can cover what it's saying. You know what the Father told me? He said, who told you to do that? I said, but you called me as a prophetess. Don't you want me to tell the people? Can y'all hear me? Because I don't even have my headphones. I said, I said, Father, you called me as a prophetess. Don't you want me to be able to answer what the people might ask me or say? He said, Deborah, I didn't ask you to do that. You know why he had to come? And I thank him. It's because if you all saw how my kitchen table was and how I was stacking books, I mean, everything, trying to prepare for the calling in which he had called me. But see, he had called me with a holy calling, not a natural flesh calling. That means these books couldn't tackle, these books couldn't cover, these books couldn't outweigh what he had called me to do in him. You see what I'm saying? So I was chastised. I liked it too. I liked what he did because it kind of helped me, y'all. I was going crazy. I was writing all this stuff down, thinking I had to master when someone. It was like I had heard about that the guy that's a walking Bible. He can quote every verse. What sense is it to quote it all and really don't have spirit and truth of it all? And the Father came to me, and I remember him telling me, he said, what are you doing? And who told you that? Who told you to do that? You know what he said to me? He said, you can go and you can see what I in time past when I called a prophetess. It would be your best direction, okay, to show you what you are called to be in those that I have called like unto you. So he was just telling me, get in here and get the prophetess, read of them, and that's where I come close to. He said, but all this that you're doing, I didn't call you to do this. And let me lay it down to y'all why he said it. He said, Deborah, I am the word, not this book. He said, when you open that book up, Deborah, and you see Judge, Exodus, Genesis, Numbers, John, Mark, he said, that is not me. Woo-wee! So while you trying to master the chapter, the verse, and what book is in, that's not me. Because you can master this whole book, Deborah, and be able to go to people and speak what everything is saying. But is it me, Deborah? See, I got chastised at a very young age, even when I was a little girl. He paid me visit. Yes, he did. And as he was telling me, he say, when you go to Genesis, you go to Mark, you go to Luke, you go to Judge. He said, do you think that's me? That is not me. He said, when you go to chapter and verse 20, or you go to chapter 15 and verse 20, he said, Deborah, that is not me. He said, I am the word. You don't have to master the book. I am a book. I am a book of righteous truth. This book cannot even stand near me, who I am in my word. You know what? Being 28, 29, I thank the Most High. I was getting crazy If y'all saw what my kitchen looked like and all the books and the writing and everything I was doing, you say, you lucky he came and saved you then out of that. Because I was just getting really stupid in it, because I felt that, okay, let me do all this here. Let me prepare. The Father said, I didn't call you to do that. Who told you? And then he told me, who told you that? And I said, nobody. I thought I needed to know everything. So when people come, I didn't ask you to know that. Greater is me in you than he that's in anything in the world. When I am in you, I'm greater than a book that's outside of you. So when you speak, trust me to speak out of you. You come into a situation you don't know something, shut that flesh down and let me be the speaker. You see what I'm saying? So I had to, but y'all can tell that it helped me mentally because I had children to cook for, family to take care of, a husband to take care of. I had too much to take care of and go to work to be doing all that I was doing. So he kind of delivered me out of all that chaos. That's why Sister Deborah can stand here and try to warn you all. Don't be deceived to the point where people are trying to tame your flesh and give you no food, no thirst, no drink for your spirit. What is it to gain the whole world and lose the only thing that has a destiny for eternal? To the lake of fire. No, you don't want to do that, y'all. You don't want to do that. So I just thank him for bringing me out of that in a way that made sense. Okay. So now what we're going to do, I wanted to share that because I feel that it is a part of me trying to get you all to understand spirit and truth and the light. It is not something that we are greater on the outside, meaning in the flesh. It's who we are on the inside. When he sent those angels, that he told that angel to go tell the other four angels, hold up until you have sealed minds in their forehead. It was pretty much kind of saying, hope, don't move. Mine's got to be sealed because of everything I'm dropping on the earth for the days of evil, for the evil and the wicked. I don't want them to even look like they're going to come near mine. So if you think for 1 minute that mark is something you can see, no, you can't see it. But I tell you one darn thing, that devil see it in his demons. They know not. That's deep. You can't see it, but don't think that they do. They don't think that they don't. That's the part of marking. It's how a higher marks he is. How you like him now? Okay, now let's start off. Anyone wants to start off, or I can. We're gonna shoot out. Shalom to everyone in the live chat. It's good to see you all, and we're gonna run this up tonight. Okay. I got some really good ones. Do you give me a thumbs up if you want me to go on. If you want me to start. If you want me to start, give me a thumbs up. Okay, somebody got some. Yep, you see him? But I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you one thing about it. I'm going to tell you something. That's a good one. Let me tell you why you say. I want to read what you just said. Mama, I see what I'm seeing and hearing. Those who took that V is dropping like flies or getting very ill. Lot more men I have been hearing of. Okay, watch this here. You remember when? Let me get it. Let me get it. It was on my tongue. Okay, you remember in Genesis chapter 3. In Genesis chapter 3, okay, when the serpent had said to Eve, he said to Eve, you shall not die. In verse 3, Genesis chapter 3 and verse 3, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, Ahia has said, ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die. Here go the serpent. Here go the serpent. And the serpent said unto the woman, ye shall not surely die. Ye shall not surely die. When they gave that thee, I'm a living witness. And I'm not a dead prophet. I'm a living one. I'm a living witness. They had already stated within 2 years, many will die. Before 2 years, it's going to start showing the effect it's going to have. Before 2 years. That's what they said. They had already warned the people what the shot would do. But they didn't want to hear it. They didn't take heed to the devil telling them, just like he told Eve, you won't surely die. What did he say? In Genesis chapter 3 and verse 4. And the serpent said unto the woman, ye shall not surely die. Verse 5. For Ahia knows that in the day that thou eat it, then your eyes shall be opened, and ye shall be gods, knowing good and evil. So he told him that you weren't going to die to Adam and Eve. He told Eve, you don't die, but you're going to gain knowledge of good and evil. When they gave that out, y'all, they were straightforward with y'all. And I'm saying y'all because we're going to say people, everybody. They told them within 2 years, it's going to identify itself. And it's doing that. And that's why they dropping dead. They knew it was going to drop dead. Let me tell y'all why. Bill Gates in 2011 and in 2021 and in 2022, Bill Gates have already announced that half of the population is going to die by 2024 and 2025. Then you had the elites form a meeting, a meeting where they had audience out in the dark. And it's 2 of them was sitting on it's 3, I think it was, on the stage. And they were announcing that it is important that they see to it that half the population dies by the 225. And the people stood up and clapped. So while people are trying to make it look like, oh, sudden death, ain't no sudden death. They told y'all. I heard it myself. That within 2 years of receiving it, it's going to identify really what it was about. And it's doing that. Death. The whole purpose. That's why it was a lot of them had passed away after they got it. And they kept it out of the media. But there's more died after. And in the last year or 2, now it's great numbers. It's doing exactly what they had announced to everybody it would do. But it wasn't good enough for people to say, wait a minute, well, I ain't gonna get that. Oh no, I ain't gonna get that if it's gonna lead to me passing away. No. They went right in line to the tree of good of knowledge of good and evil and took it anyway. And decided to take it even after they told them. Then they turned around and announced they're gonna give it to the babies. I mean, the schoolers, the kids in elementary. Then they announced they're gonna give it to the high school. Not a parent on the face of the earth, nor in elementary, nobody would say, "No, wait a minute. We don't want to hand it to the children because you already gave us something to look for within the 2 years receiving it." Why didn't they look for it? So now they want to say, "Oh, something happened." Baby, they warned you all. Go back. You can see it. They always warned them, but they don't. Just like the father told Adam, don't take of the tree of knowledge of good and evil. What did Adam do? He passed the tree of life. He passed the other tree in the garden, and he went straight to the tree that Yah said not to go to. Same thing here. Same thing. Bill Gates already told them the outcome of this. And here it is, people still looking for another one. Okay, what are we saying about that? Okay, we got, I didn't get that Psalms. I didn't get it. Psalms 37. Psalms 37. 37 and 7. 7, 8, and 39. 37 and 39. I like that. Thank you for that. That's right. Rest. Wait patiently for him. Fret not those things which prosper his way. Become. All right. Those are good verses. What? Okay, so yeah, but they have spoke of that the bathrooms are no longer going to be male nor female. It's going to have both in them. They now I think they were speaking about that about 8 years ago. So now we're seeing it. See, what I'm saying is to you all is not only do Satan have to get the okay for whatever he does, yeah, a lot of times the Father has already revealed these things to us, but we have turned a deaf ear and a blind eye to everything he's been revealing to us. Yep, it's crazy. Definitely, it's crazy. Yep. But they said it would, y'all. I'm serious. Go back and to YouTube or even to Twitter and pull up what did they say about the V back in 2020 and 21. The effects. And you'll say, wait a minute, they said all that? It'll blow your mind. It'll let you know that, see, it was revealed to the people, but the people has no faith in the creator. They have no respect in him. So they have to have respect in someone, and that is the work of darkness and evil. And they trust that darkness can see them through, then light. So they go to the darkness thinking if I get this here, then I'm going to be all right. Not understanding how is darkness going to make you right. Light would bring you to the level of what is right. Darkness don't do that, but they chose darkness. A lady on my a lady that I grew up with, I got her first job. She's over 5 facilities in the black community for healthcare. And she was out there working hard to make sure everybody get a shot. And I told her, I said, now you better stop trying to give my people that which is not good. Her brother stepped in and he said something, and all I said to him was, learn to sleep with your mouth closed. Maybe when you wake up, you'll learn something. You think he didn't shut up? Because he was saying that I was saying that to his sister. Yes, I was saying it. She never did respond, but he did. So and now, but now tell me, let me. You say that no one wants to hear it, but they hearing it now, right? Come on now, tell the truth and shame the devil. They didn't want to hear it then, but aren't they hearing it now? Now that the people are dropping dead by many numbers, and you constantly seeing it in the media. Why is it they didn't take heed to that before? When they told them what was going to happen. All praise to the Most High, Yah. They always talked about it. The population they was trying to get rid of. They always did that. Remember all the lives that was falling after they had taken it? A lot of lives. People have forgotten that. So if they were taking it and a lot of them was passing away, what makes you think later on it's not? The hurting thing that I heard today was it changed the DNA in your liver. Mm, 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 mm. It changes, the V changes the DNA in your liver. That's what the doctors are saying. And I just heard that today. That comes from the V. It changes the DNA in your liver. Mm. Bill Gates he has always been up front. Everything Satan has done, he has always been up front to the point where the Father had to come to me and tell me to calm down. I told him to keep the light on. Praise the mighty Yah. Woo-wee! That means Satan ain't gonna bring nothing before the world. No matter how much darkness he owns, he gonna have to leave the light on. Said the Most High or higher. But those people who see darkness, they can't see the marvelous light. To not go walking in darkness. So you see who the light is for? Yep. They seen the video. Yep. But now they do. You see, they want to hear about all of a sudden death. But the thing about it is, I when I'm hearing it, I feel for the people. Yeah, right. It's impacting the death. You're right. I mean the health. Hmm. But what it's doing is bringing them down slower. Eventually going to, because I'm sticking to what they told us from the beginning. When the serpent told her, surely if you eat, you ain't gonna die. Bill Gates told you that we're gonna get y'all that and you're gonna die. Everybody wouldn't get it. And that's during the time I was hooping and hollering. And the Father told me, why you keep coming to me with that? Anything loosed from heaven, it has been loosed onto the earth. Mm, 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 mm. Yep, they say it's interfering with the attitudes, personality. I heard emotions too. I mean, that's a part of it. Yep. Now, didn't you hear them saying it when it first came out about changing the DNA? See, that's what I'm saying. People wants to look at it today different. But when you was out there and all the light was shining on it, telling you it wasn't right, no one wanted to listen. No one wanted to see that, wait a minute, this is darkness trying to destroy. No. We ain't going out here and tell these people nothing. Let them do it if they want to do it. Oh, it'll be okay. Oh, it ain't nothing. Oh, yes, it is something, because each and every last one of you better read what arm mean in Hebrew. It means hand. And yep, there you go again. You see how you say you've seen it in games and in movies. You see what you're saying? So when you see what you're saying, when you said you see it in games and in movies, isn't that showing you that Ahia told them to leave a light on to let us know how it was going to rumble? We still today talking about, oh, they showing this in the movie. What's coming to pass? They showing us in the movie what's about to happen. They showing us in the movie what's going on in Revelation. That's the light on. When Sister Deborah says showing, he told them to leave a light so people that are walking in spirit and truth can see what it is, versus those that's walking in darkness ignore it and now wants to pay attention to it because they see people falling dead. Georgia Guidestones told them also? Wow. Yeah. Wow. The DNA was changed in the days of Noah. That's a good one. Now see, even though I haven't really connected it, but you know what? It seems like it fit because he said it's gonna be like the days of Noah. So you know what I'm saying? And I hear, oh, it's so many young people passing away. So many young people who got a future, and they're in sports. They just falling down. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. If y'all go back and start to read, they told them plain sight. But why couldn't they see it? Because they love darkness more than light. They prefer resting, walking, talking, living, and conducting their everyday life in darkness and don't want to have nothing to do with light. So when light comes to tell them, they need the light on for you to know what's happening. Oh no, I ain't gonna agree with that. Then they go right back over in darkness and rest in what it says and what it does and agree with it. Thank you, Father Yah, for the light. Praise the mighty Yah. Praise the mighty Yah. Yep. The truth is out there. They just desire in darkness. And I mean, and even you, what about you all speaking to people and talking to people? How well do you all get do with that when you're ministering to people, when you giving people your best, meaning your best word, your best, I say food for the spirit. How do the people react? Praise the Most High Yah. Oh, wow. A game? That's what I'm telling you. It's so many things. And people gonna talk about Get Out, the movie Get Out, and all these other movies. Wait a minute, y'all. But then you don't take it and apply it to the light of what is actually happening. You see, you just want to say that's what they're doing. They just taking the light and ignoring it and saying, okay, I'm gonna go. But that's another blessing from Yah, because He said, okay, if I'm going, I tell him to keep the light on. What's the sense of keeping the light? It's for His that can see. That's what it's for. He ain't talking about those who cannot see. So when those who cannot see come to the ones that can see, and they say, well, they doing this, they doing it, they doing this. But wait a minute, hold up. They told you they was going to do that. The light was on already. So you can clearly see, but you chose a lot of things in plain sight. Nobody is ashamed. I like that. You are so 100. In Proverbs 16 and verse 4, the days of evil, He created evil and wicked for the days of evil. So He knew the days that He had set for the evil to have its way. That's right. To reveal those who are going, because everyone wanting to idolize and worship these fools. Yep. And sold their spirits to the devil. That is 100. And without a cause. Thank you, Most High, for your spirit and truth. Hallelujah. And your light. Nope, you're right. They don't receive it, do they? That's what I'm talking about. And I don't care how much anointed your message might be to them to really give them light to what is darkness. They ain't going to receive it. So even if Bill Gates told them, they still didn't want to receive it. And he in darkness, the highest level, but they still didn't want to receive it. Oh, wow. Because you left practicing medicine for the truth. And they say you the fool, huh? Around about now, they always been the fool. They don't want to hear it. Try to change the subject. Some get puzzled. Do you ever get one that has light, and when you give it to it, it's just bring more light? Have you ever gotten anyone? what they pastor say. Don't they bring up, oh, I got a good pastor. My pastor is a good teacher. I'm like saying, what is good outside of Ohio? What is good outside of the Most High Ohio? And then and I'm gonna tell you something. Somebody talking about something good. I tell you what, in the garden, the tree of knowledge had what? Good and evil. Tell me who is good. Outside Ohio, and evil don't come with his good. But you know what? I believe that being so we so in that hour, I'm thinking, now this just says Sister Deborah. Seemed like family members probably start heading toward those that they knew, and they try to put in the darkness, try to make the black sheep, or try to put in the black box, or the one that everybody wanted to make look like everybody to think that this person is this family member is this. You know what? I think that's the ones many would are gonna try to run to, but I don't think the Father going to give them that leadway. I mean, to give them that room to even think that they're going to get something up out of those that He has already anointed and appointed for a time as this. Ordering my steps, yes, shining the light and providing comfort and reminding us you are still in control. Praise the mighty Yah. People saying this for the long time. And where is the end days? They want to change subjects. Oh, yeah. They don't want to even hear it. Did you hear about the lunatic that killed all the Michigan college students? No, I haven't heard about that. When did that happen? When did that happen? Killed all the students. See, this is what time he's saying we in. When I was speaking spirit and truth to a certain family, they black sheep me. Wow. Yep. But I just think that they're gonna be the ones that's gonna be running the opposite way toward those that they once considered the black sheep, or the bad one, or the evil one, or the whatever. And it's gonna be too late. It's just like the 10 virgins. Remember, they went over to the one that had oil and said, "Give me." You see that example? Give me some of your oil. Did not. What are you? What I'm going? But did they give it to him? No. So when I'm just saying how they would come back to you, those that wouldn't listen to you, they're going to turn back to you to try to get spirit and truth, to get something to go on. But you ain't going to have no oil to share. Trying to make somebody the black sheep. They the black sheep. That's all they see is black. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's good. You did get through. That's good. Yeah, that's good. Oh, yes. And that's something else about the young people. They will listen to you. Some of them will listen to you. They really would. Oh, wow. Yep. hmm Just think about that mercy on us. Don't you think that we got mercy now? Baby, we got some mercy. We got some grace and mercy being poured out on us today, right now. A lot of grace and mercy. Because if he tell me it is lawless and all that's left, Deborah, is evil and wicked, baby, he got some mercy and grace poured out. Oh, yes, he got a lot of that poured out. Yep. So It's in the opening. I like that too. I like that too, because that's truth there. That's truth being spoken. That is so true. It's in the open. And all praise to the Most High or higher. One of his kids had fear in them for sure. All right. And said they wanted to know the Father. Praise the mighty Yah. And make sure he's going right back then. All right. All right. Hallelujah. Isaiah 29. 29. And what is that? 29. 9. Would you say they are drunken but not with wine? Strong drinks, but not with strong drinks. For the Lord has poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep, and have closed your eyes, and the prophets and your rulers and your seers have he covered. All right. And the vision of all ears become unto you as the word of a book that is sealed, which men delivered to one that is learned, saying, read this, I pray thee. And he said, I cannot, for it is sealed. Okay, that's a good one. That's a good one. In Isaiah 29, verse 9 through, oh, it's through 13. I didn't go to 13. Wherefore the Lord said, for as much as this people draw near me with their mouth, there you go, and with their lips, or do honor me, and with their lips do honor me, but has removed their hearts far from me, and their fear toward me is taught by the precept of man. You see that? You see where he's saying is they taught. Do you see the verse Isaiah 29 verse Isaiah chapter 29 verse 9 through 13, and you see here, I like 13 too, because it's actually telling you that they're saying things with their mouths, okay, and they're honoring him with their lips, but what is missing? The part that's in them that they think that he don't know nothing about, which is that heart, is far from him. You see? And this is why they're able to continue in what they're doing, thinking that they escaping something, they getting away with deceiving people, because as long as I can get deceive them here, I'm fine. You see, I can get them to go in the wrong direction instead of getting them to go in the right one, because I'm in the wrong, so I want them to go in the wrong. A lot of grace and mercy. Thank you, Father Yah. Mm-hmm. Lawness is out here. Oh, that moved fast. I didn't even get to see that one. That's what I was heard. I heard Gino Jennings, or whatever his name, and many others. That's because the fear. The Father ain't gonna tell you to go take that. If he's who he is, the right hand power of all things, why would he tell you to go take something? Why would he tell you that? And I heard Gino Jennings end up getting it anyway, as he said. He ended up getting sick, even after he had them to put it in his system. To give you the right words to someone and encouragement where I can plant a seed. And he do the increase. Praise the Most High Yah. Yes, glory and honor to Yah. A black man that killed those college students. I'm gonna tell y'all something. Look, let me tell you something. And I ain't the father know in my heart I ain't got nothing against black men nor black women. You know what else? I ain't got nothing against white men nor white women either, and no other nationality. I just never been that type of person. I ain't got nothing against nobody else's religion. I'm just not a person that, because when you know what took place before the foundation of the world, you got to get a power to where it's due. If he knew that it was going to be this way, then why are you looking at everybody at the way that they truly are? If you know that he already knows it was going to be like this. But I look at it like this as well. Hey, I'm not a dead prophet. I'm a living prophet. I'm living right in this mess. So I'm going to say something about it. And he was a black man. But why did he say he killed him? His neighbors. Oh, he was a hell raiser, huh? Oh, then he killed himself. Killed them babies and then killed himself. How many did he kill? Oh my y'all. Yeah, so many divisions are in families. But you know what else? I'm learning. I'm learning to embrace it because it's out of my control. He says out of my control. So it's nothing I can do that will build a bridge. I mean, that will build a bridge for us as a family to cross. Because we want to come together, but we don't want to put him in the midst at all. We just want to come together to eat and feast like the days of Noah, party hardy, but don't have no Yah in the midst. How many did he? Ooh, I guess it don't matter how many, because one life is just as great as 20. It's sad. Yep, they deny the power 100 with no doubt about it, and have no faith. There is a lot of division in the families. Yes, it is. I know it. I know it. I know it. Cause his mother had died. Mm. Woo, Father. So you decide to take everybody else to life. Mm. Yep. Have you? I'm glad. Thank you so much for noticing that, because you don't see nobody paying any attention to the fact that people are killing their family members and themselves like crazy. And I've been saying that. Y'all ain't been hearing me in the last year. they killing up each other. Yeah, they killed their stepmother. But you know what really got me? One got me was when this man came out and he was explaining about his mother and his father. His father was a pastor, and he was molesting him and molesting his sister. But he started off with him all the way up and sold their bodies to other pastors. They would have them to come over during Sunday, and they just go in the room and rape him and his sister. And they were little kids. His dad, and they were black. Mama black too. And then he said, Mama, Daddy didn't know Mama was molesting us too. They better not tell him. That wickedness mess. That's right. Praise the mighty Yah, Father Yah, Father Yah. Yeah, it is terrible. Killed their mother. 24 years old yesterday. And this is why I'm gonna tell y'all something. I Not one of you can remember this. You might not. I was telling you, the Father says the judgment is heavy on the tribe of Judah, and the fire is kindled under his feet. That means he stepped down, and nobody pays attention to it. So these deaths and them killing family, when y'all finish, if you could sit just 1 good hour and stroll down the media, the news, everything, and YouTube, and everywhere, you see black people killing each other, the tribe of Judah, and no one's paying any attention to it because they so busy back in finding out how many slaves did George Washington have back in the days. And they don't even know the whole nation is watching them. Wait a minute, y'all said that they not the true Jews, but you all are the true Jews. Look how y'all doing each other. Look how your women. Look how you sagging your pants. Look how you treating your own nation. You killing your brother, your mother, your father, your children. How is it that you to choose something and you know better than we are? That's sad. Yeah, that's what that kindle that fire was. Because he had told me that they're not going to see anything. Even the prophecies that he has warned us about. And how he gave us the end game to Deuteronomy 28. See, they won't. Now, this is what I was explaining to you all. Now, Bill Gates and all those elites and all those underground people who come in telling us how they're going to kill us and everything. But now one of these brothers will get into Deuteronomy end game. To me, that's deep. See, he said they won't pay no attention to that. They won't go to Deuteronomy 28 and read from 16 all the way to the end to see the end of the curse. They won't touch the end of the curse, y'all. They won't go near the end of the curse. But they can follow Bill Gates and do what he tell them. Put your mask on. Stay in your house. Don't come out. You see what I'm saying? But the Father is sitting here telling you things that been here for thousands of years, and you won't even pick it up to understand the end of the curse. So you'll know where you at. They won't do it. Among our own. But nobody seems to care. Left and right. You right. That's why, believer, and I'm near here to be still. That's right. Be still. That's why I believe I'm here to be still. That's right. And what it said, be still and know that I am. Exactly. Just like he said to the rumor of wars, we are hearing it now, but we know it wouldn't take place until get us out of here. Now, see the wars, the rumors of wars. I'm gonna tell you about that, baby. The rumors. It says wars and rumors of wars, but guess what he say? Don't worry about that. That ain't it. Cause it's why. Why would he say? Why would he say wars and rumors of wars? Let me show you why he said, no, don't look at that now, y'all, because we've been having wars throughout time. Even in the biblical times, we always had wars. So he just want us to know, don't get caught up in that. Watch this here. And Matthew's 24 and verse 6. Matthew's 24 and verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars with an S and rumors of wars. But look what he say. He say, see that ye be not troubled. You see? So we're not supposed to be worried about the wars and rumors of wars because they always exist. Let me show you what he said. See that ye be not troubled, for these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Those things is not something to worry about. But when you drop down to 7, that's when you start worrying. But when you in 6, you ain't got nothing to worry about. And he gives you that comfort of knowing it ain't going to be found in wars, you guys. Guess why? He said because they've been lying about the wars anyway. They was murdering. It wasn't no war. They was killing, stealing, and destroying just to take people all and take people land. And that's really not a war. But what they don't understand, the wars and rumors of wars, he said, let not you, he said, what did he say? He says, see that ye be not troubled. So the wars and rumors of wars, that's not it, he said. He said, don't get caught up in that because that's not it.
You see why? Because we always had wars and rumors of wars. He's just letting us know something else coming, and that's not it. Yes. Hmm. Nations against nations. That's what, and that is where I don't know if y'all know this. The elites knows once they put that there, they got it. They got it. Cause see, once people start going after the elites and the governor and the president and them for all this stuff that's going on, all they have to do is put a racial war right in the midst of us. All they have to do is play black against black. And they know they don't have to do very much with the blacks because they're killing each other anyway. But they're going to set between the other races wars between each other, whites against whites. You know, that's what is going to be. Okay. And they're not worried about us. We more worried about us than they are. They see us gone. We the one thinking we all that and something because we killing each other, because we stealing and destroying each other. We calling our women bitches and hoes. You know, we cursing on every song and degrading our whole nation and playing their music in our cars and beeping at the devil's music. And we do all of that to support wicked and evil. We do all that. So they ain't worried about us. They know we gone. You all don't know you're gone. That's just all it is to it. And that's why I say that's why these people keep on deceiving people with their messages. It's because they feel that, okay, they seem to love everything in the world. They seem to love darkness. Let's give them more. And I'm like that one guy, he always talking about God, God, God. And he's so deep into Christian till you'll swear down he Catholic. But yet he got the answer to a lot of things. And he's saying now that they're tampering with him and that's his finances. That's how he lived through YouTube. You sick. You sick to even announce that. Okay, y'all. All right. Wars and uh-huh. Keep coming. Wow. Everything is in the opening. And that's why he said there's no law. It's lawless. He said, and all that's left is wicked and evil because it's all on the open. So a lot of things y'all are saying, that is what he mean when he said it's wicked and evil. That's left. Because that's all you're going to see and that's all you're going to hear about. You ain't going to be hearing nothing really good and great and positive because in the midst of it, you're going to see them drop down to wicked and evil and sadness and negative. It's over. It's over. And it's in their hearts already, baby. See, you see, and if it's already in their hearts, who are we to not take? If Yah says already in their hearts, it's in their hearts. But we be trying so hard to make a difference, in people's lives and wanting them to grip, spirit and truth and the light. But no, the more we try, the more we're gonna see the judgment of Yah and the fire that's kindled under his feet. Oh, no shame, none whatsoever. Did Beyonce actually say that she would use the Bible as a napkin? Did she really say that? I don't know. I don't listen to her. That loneliness is real, baby. When the father told me that, I was like, what does that mean? Because it's you guys. I'm telling you something. If you know what that means, you'll know where I'm coming from. If you really knew what that means, she did. I don't put nothing past her. Her soul is already sold to the darkness. So I already know. And not only her mother and her daughter too. Jay-Z, he gone anyway. He ain't never had a chance. Yep. Wow. When I heard them say she said that, I was like, and people running out here to buy her tickets to go to her concert. They should have boycotted. But what it's telling you, remember that small remnant? It's showing you in this world, I don't care whatever race it is, it's a small amount that's in the light. Because the majority of everybody, if you say something about Beyonce, they probably climb on top of you and beat you till you dead. Puff Daddy and all of them. All of them have sold their total soul. But I'm going to tell y'all something y'all didn't know. They didn't just sell their spirit. They sold their flesh to Satan. That's why you ain't going to get nothing out of them but wicked and evil. But people running after them with their wicked and evil. That shows you how many people are walking in the dark. Oh, wow. Okay, here we go, y'all. Here we go. Sister Deborah finna go now. The first one is, we will never, ever, 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 ever see quality or equal in this country, nor in the hour. Black men would never come to the light on this, overriding the prophecy. That's what he gave me. They override the prophecy, meaning we would never see quality nor equal in this country, said the Most High or higher. It's over. Even if it wasn't over, you won't see that because I've cursed you. So you won't see quality nor equal. And a lot of y'all have not seen, in 2 weeks, you'd at least got 10 police beatings to death. 10 of black men. Beating to death of black men. Beating to death of black men. At least 10. It's being shown. What hurt me is he said, Deborah, we won't ever, hear what I'm saying, you all, we won't ever, never see equality nor equal in this country, nor in this hour. It is said black men will never come to the light of this. Wow. Why? They override the prophecy with their teaching. That means they see the prophecy, they look over it, and override it in the hearts of men and women and make their own prophecy. And they turn away from the prophecy in which Ahia has warned them about. Isaiah chapter 8. So they would never see the light. And they shall look unto the earth, and behold, trouble and darkness, dimness and anguish, and they shall be driven in darkness. Now you see there, very good, very good. You see how you match that with what we are talking about? You see how you brought that right out into what we're talking about. We're talking about this darkness and what is, you see what I'm saying? That's a very good, very good, very good verse that can bounce right on to that. And that's Isaiah chapter 2 and verse 22. Dimness and anguish, and they shall be divided, driven to darkness. See? Ain't that what we talking about? You are so right. That's exactly what we're talking about. Be still. It's finished. That's right. Spirit of truth. And the light. Praise the Most High. Be still. Be quiet. Pray. Be not deceived. Wait on the Father's salvation. Hallelujah. Pay attention to all of that. That is wonderful. So we got the one that the reason why he was saying about the equality and equal is because all of your nation is trying to force the Gentiles and the heathens to see them as quality, see them as equal. The Father says there won't be any equal nor equality for the tribe of Judah. Okay. He said they have override the prophecy. They mean in it. They looked at the prophecy and kept running away from it to leave it behind. And it been there for thousands of years, he said. But they ran past it to keep away from it. Okay? Yep. Until the end. Endure. That's right. Until the end. That is so true. Wonderful. Wonderful. Second one is there's a saying. Man, this is finna get really deep, y'all. There is a saying. Once saved, always saved. What do y'all think about that? What do you think about that? Once saved, always saved. What do you think about that? Think about it though. In Amos, yes, Amos chapter 5, verse 18. Woe unto you that desire the day of Ahiah. To what end? To what end is it for you? The day of the Lord, the day of Ahiah is darkness and not light. In Amos chapter 5, verse 18. Deception. We must endure until the end. That's right. And that's all we have to do. That's a part of standing still, ain't it? It just endure it. That's a part of standing still too, isn't it? That's good. There is a word that's out. And they're asking the question, once saved, always saved. What does that, what do you think about people who think and say, once saved, always saved? He who endure until the end, the same shall be saved. The same, that's a good one. Now you notice the same ones that endure shall be saved. You see what I'm saying? But what is endurance? Woo-wee! What is endurance? He who who endure to the end, the same ones shall be saved. Once saved, always saved. That endurance and patience. Okay. Okay. Yep, that's true. That is true. So it's not you good. That's good. That's really good. I'm trying to get there, but you got there already. So that's good. That's a part of it. You're right. That's a part of it. You're right. You're right. And you said depending on how you looking at it, if branded for his name's sake, you're already saved. There you go. So that means that it's not by your what? Your work. Okay? It's not by your work or by your actions, by your measures, by your identity, by your justification, by your opinion, by your might. Are you saved? No. Why? You answered it. Because if you're already branded, you're already saved. So if you're already saved because you're branded for his name's sake, then you are saved. But how do you know that you're saved? So can someone say that they are saved? Can you really say that you are saved? Now, endurance is a gift. It has to come from God. Why? Endurance is one of his gifts he gives you so you can be able to withstand all the things that is before you. That's what endurance, but he has to give us that. That's a spiritual gift that he gives us so that we can run the race. Endurance is being okay. This you see him how he put up with us. He pouring out mercy and grace no matter what we do. Look at how the world is. And he started pouring out grace and mercy. Grace and mercy is his gift. If it wasn't grace and mercy, we ought to be out. We'd be dead. But to keep us fulfilling his will, he keep pouring out all these grace and mercy, letting us do all this stuff, just pouring out grace and mercy all over the place. Well, that's how endurance is. You have to endure that which he put in you to endure. A lot of times we think that these things or these actions is something we work on the outside. It's who we are on the inside. Why? Because he put it in us. Those are the gifts he put in us. You know, when he said, I mold you and shaped you in your mother's womb, I knew thee. He was putting everything you needed in you. But these things are spiritual, you guys. They are spiritual. So endurance means you're going to, no matter what goes on in the world and goes on in your family, even with you, you're going to be able to endure it because a higher is going to, the spirit that he gives you to endure is going to allow you to be able to stand and run the race. That's a good one. That's a good way of saying it. Very good. And stay on the straight and narrow. That's the endurance is I'm telling y'all, everything that man has created and wanting us to see it as an action we can control. Y'all, come on, throw them hands up and say, Father, I can do nothing without you. I'm worthless. I have nothing without you. You see what I'm saying? But what they got you thinking is that, oh, you can do it. That's where I come in and say, once saved, always saved. The reason why I brought it forth to you all is because that's a battle right now between a lot of people. Some saying that once I'm saved, I'm always saved. Baby, you don't even know you saved. No one knows that they're saved. Why? Because Yeshua has to come on the four corners with his angels and collect everybody. And then what do? He separate the sheep from the goat. You get what I'm saying? He's the one doing that separation. Those sheep are the saved one. And he goes to them in Matthew 25 and say, come, ye are the righteous one. You followed every step. He had to separate them, the goats from the sheep. The sheep, no one saved yet, y'all. Let's say it like that. Let's nail it to the wall. No one saved. So when the Christians and the Hebrews and the Catholics and everybody tell me I'm saved. You's alive from the pit of hell. Ain't nobody saved. Sister Deborah is not saved yet either. Saved. Just look at that word. Saved from what on the earth? What am I saved for? It's when we get to the separation line where Yeshua separate the goats from the sheep. Then will we know that we were the saved ones. If that's why everybody claiming to be saved, just like everybody's claiming to have the Ruach HaKodesh. Everybody claiming to be Ahias. Everybody claiming to be the true Jews. Everybody's claiming everything on the earth, and you nothing on this earth. But when you hit the kingdom, that's going to tell you who you are. Not on this earth. He wouldn't even give you the right to think you are saved from what? What is in you to cause you to feel that you are saved? Nothing. And I like that. I know that I can't endure anything. There you go. I say that all the time with him. I said that all the time. I said that all the time. Nothing without him. Even in the midnight hour when he wakes me up, that's the first thing I start talking about. I'm nothing. Father, I can't even forgive without you. I can't repent without you. I just go into the whole, and it's so, you're so used to it because I want him to know I don't care. This flesh can think it do it, whatever. I want to let you know you all that and some. Nobody is saved yet because it ain't over yet. You get what I'm saying? So when they out, I don't know if y'all know this, they are out here battling that. They battling the topic. Once saved, always saved. Neither one of your tails saved. So what are you talking about? How can you be always saved? Ain't nobody saved yet from this wicked world yet. You see what I'm saying? So how are we claiming to be saved and we still on this wicked world in this wicked earth amongst sin, and we sin too, but we saved? That don't even make no sense. It's after this old life is where you're gonna know if you saved or not. That's what. There you go. There go another good one. Everybody that say Lord, Lord is not. There you go. See that? Oh, I missed that one. That's the broad. The broad gate. And the earth, and it's getting the same. But you know what I learned, you guys? I'm gonna tell you something I did. I learned that Satan is not our worst enemy. It's us. Satan can't take us to hell, y'all. We take ourselves. I mean, what I mean by that is us going to heaven and hell is not the decision of Satan. Okay? It's not the decision of Satan. The things that we do ourselves, our husband can't send us to hell. A wife can't send her husband to hell. We can't send our children to hell. We are not the one to determine hell or heaven. But the way we live our lives pretty much give us some assurance which direction we're going in. Because we know the difference. When sin hit, it says, now man has become like one of us, knowing good and evil. If we choose to continue to live evil, then that's on us. You see? That's showing you what gate you're walking directly in. You're walking in the broad gate of darkness. Yeah, it might be. It might be a Roman Catholic doctrine because that might be. You show right because it don't even make any sense. But you hear these. Reason why I was bringing it up. You hear a lot of these tribe of Judah fighting over this battle. In the Christians amongst the tribe of Judah fighting over the fact that once saved, does that mean always saved? When you get men, it's this one on there. He called himself smart Christian. That's the dumbest. He don't even understand. You the dumbest Christian on the face of the earth. You just don't know it. He think he can come on here and grab Greek and whoop you to a belief of what the biblical. See, what people don't know, the Ruach overrides it all. It comes to bring spirit and truth. That's why he said, in all you're getting, don't get Greek, don't get Hebrew, don't get King James 16:11. Get the Ruach HaKodesh, because he is all understanding. We are our own worst enemy. because we fall for the things that Satan put as a stumbling block. Right before, like we was talking about earlier, right before our face, right in our eyes, and we stumble. Our own worst enemy. Killers say that they say. I mean, really, seriously, they say that. They say that. Look at the broad gate. Yeah, I knew what you were saying, though. That's right. Mm-hmm. Yep. There you go. Now, see, why should we be able to make that decision on the earth, down on this nasty, sinful earth where Satan is at? Why is it that we so blind? We think that all these spiritual decisions is going to be made by our power of our flesh and Satan. See how messed up we are, as if the one that created it all don't know nothing, but we know it all down here on the earth, that Satan come down to deceive. But we say everything is here for us to tell if it's right or if it's wrong. No, you are not saved. No one is saved. That's right. He was our example. And in his example, we were to walk behind him, like him. Okay? And that's why he's taking us in and he's separating us. Because he's separating those who walked behind him versus those who didn't walk behind him, pretending they was walking behind him. You see? He knew it. He knows what they know what they're doing. Okay, you got James 1 and 13 and 16. Yep, they say if you believe in Yeshua, you're saved. Now, how can you believe in Yeshua? That's not even the power. So how are you saved because you believe in Yeshua? Hamashiach is the power of the Father. So that's why a lot of people, when they be talking and they talk to me, they say, boy, I praise Jesus. Oh, Jesus. I said, baby, how is Jesus going to do anything with you without the power? Even in the Christians, your Jesus can't do nothing without Hamashiach, because that is the right hand of the Father. That's his power. That's why I said Yeshua didn't come down with just the Father's word. He came with the Father's power. That's that right hand. But no, they want to make all the power to be Jesus himself. No, you can't let him out in the name which is Yeshua HaMashiach. So they run around, they be trying to talk, and I don't interfere the way people be wanting to talk. I really don't, because I can discern if they talking about the same Most High that I'm talking about, whether whatever name they name it. Ain't that deep? That's why he said, try the what? The name they saying? Try the words they saying? Try the name they saying? Or try the spirit by the spirit? Talk to me, somebody. See, a lot of people think they can judge you and tell you who you are based on a name. Do you all know that Sister Deborah, all her life, never allowed nobody to I'm trying to get this here, verse 16. But to do good and to communicate before, forget not, for with such sacrifice a higher is well pleased. All right, is that, wait a minute, is that, no, that's in Hebrew, that ain't James, that's not it. That was James 1 and 16. I think that was right. I might have got it wrong, but see, they didn't took it off already, so where I can't see it. Yeah, they didn't took it off. You're gonna have to give me that James again. Yes, and that's why I said don't let people come up on y'all telling you I'm saved and I'm full of the. Wait a minute, where's your works in the power? A lot of them are sitting talk all this thing trying to make you think they somebody, like that lady did when I was in my store in Atlanta. I'm a what she said, I'm a apostle, prophet, evangelist, teacher, pastor of so and so's church. Well, when I went home, I said, Father, what was that? He said, when she's coming to see you again. I think it was like 3 months later. She came in the store again. You remember me? I said, yeah. The Father gave me a word for you. She said, oh, he did? I said, yeah. Where is your power? That lady looked at me like she saw a ghost. He want to know, where is your power? You came with all these titles. He said to ask you, where is your power? See, that's what I'm saying. Everybody wants to be uplifted and boasted and put on pedestals and be a leader, a ruler, and king. I don't want nobody to rule, king, and leader, and they ain't got no power. Does that make sense, y'all? And if you go to each one of them that say they ruling and kings and leader, now one of them got any power. Now one of them. They trusting in somebody's money to be their power. Oops, I'm going to get in trouble. I'm going to get in trouble, right, y'all? I'm going to get in trouble. In Matthew's chapter 25, I want to show you Matthew's chapter 25. Matthew's chapter 25. Matthew's chapter 25 and verse, let's go to 30. Matthew chapter 25 and verse 30. And cast ye the unprofitable servants into outer darkness. There shall be weeping and gritting of teeth. Verse 31. When the Son of Man, there go Yeshua, shall come in his glory, and all the holy angels with him, then sit upon the throne of his glory. 32. And before him shall be gathered all nations, and he shall separate them one from another, as a shepherd divide his sheep from the goats. See, you're not saved. You're not saved. He got to separate you. He got to know, he got to put you on the side of where he at. You can't just say I'm saved. Oh, am I spinning, you guys? Is it I'm spinning? I just got message that I'm spinning the video. And okay, then it says, oh, yeah. Okay, good. So that's so next time people be talking about, oh, I'm saved, I'm already saved, and I got this. This is how I was saved. They can't say they all that. Wonderful. So I don't know if y'all know that they're battling about that. Once saved, always saved. And then this one, it's called smart Christian. He's the dumb Christian. Whenever someone call themselves smart Christian, that means they the opposite of what they say. They the dumb Christians. They the dumb Christian because you giving yourself that glory that you smart. No, you a dumb Christian. Oh, okay. That they are saved. Yeah. And I said, why would somebody? I thought these people are learned, ever learning, but never coming to the knowledge of spirit and truth at all. Because I mean, who would be sitting here trying to battle once saved, always saved? Whoever saying they're saved, and the other one who's saying they always saved, both of them it's dumb. They need some help because that don't even exist, and I don't even know why. Okay, let's say this one here. What about this one? Y'all have no respect of a person. Is that a lie? Y'all have no respect of a person. Is that a lie or is that a truth? Yah has no respect of person. Is that a lie or is that a truth? And that's another thing. That's all that men be doing. You should see them. I mean, and I'm like saying, Father, do they not know that they don't really know? He said, no, Deborah. If they haven't gripped Deuteronomy 28 endgame, they haven't gripped Genesis chapter 1 and 26, what makes you think they're going to pay any attention to what is happening in the world today that's really focused around them? I'm speaking of the tribe of Judah. Yes, I am. Okay, someone says truth. Yah knows or have no respective person. One said truth. There you go. Y'all right. Both of you right. That's true. And then you broke it down. No respect of person in no flesh. Why is it that people can't grip that? Why do that got to be a topic where and when they put up these topics, do y'all know they be getting 10, 11,000 people? You see what I'm saying? On something just spiritual, it's just plainly seen. He don't have no respect to person in no flesh on this earth. So that is true. He has no respective person in the flesh. He only deals with the spirit only. You see that? So that kicked them to the curve. Because some people thinking, oh, we the people and we this and we this on it. But you baby, you know what? I asked him, well, Father, why is it so hard for them to just see that? It's so plainly seen. He said, the Father said, Deborah, they follow David, Abraham, Isaac, Moses, Jacob. They follow their flesh. But do they have the works of them? He said they don't follow the works. And then when I saw it in scriptures, I was like, it's all up in here saying that, Father. What is it they missing? It's plainly seen. He's asking them. He's asking the men. How is it you say that you of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob and have not the work of them? Woo! So he's telling them, y'all sit here chasing what they did in their flesh. Come on, where's the works in the spirit? You don't have them. You don't have them. Because you're busy chasing their action in the flesh. You're busy chasing that which is in the flesh and have no respect for who they were in the spirit. Ain't that sad? It's like saying, I chase his flesh and I join the polygamy lifestyle and I join the lust of David. I join the murder or the beating and killing, but I ain't finna join the works. The works of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob was of Ahiah. And he said, how is it you say you are the children of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob and have not the works? Now, why should he be lying and we be true? That's the whole topic that I was trying to cover with polygamy. How is it that y'all can follow everything they did, which was sin, but can't follow anything they did that represents spirit and truth? That's crazy. So he asked that question. How is it? The works. Where are your works? Meaning your spiritual things that he put in you to work on this earth. You can't follow those because you have no work. So when they running around here, you remember when they come out and talking about Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. He's saying like, wait a minute, how can you say you the children of them And they are the children of the seed. What are you talking about? See, people don't understand that. See, unless you are the children of the seed that has been placed in the soil to bring forth spirit and truth of the whole matter of fruit to work on your behalf. That's who Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob was. That's who David was. Why? They were planted in the soil. Remember, it was four. There was those who was planted on stony ground, on thorns, on the wayside, and then the only one produced was what? The one that was in soil. That seed that was placed in the soil was those who were branded for his name's sake. They the only one bring up what? Fruit of the spirit and works that has been invested in them. Where's your works? Save. You say we're the children of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. How you want you to know? No, you ain't. You are the children of the flesh, but you ain't the children of the spirit. So when you run around here trying to say, okay, when it's a small remnant and everybody ain't gonna go, everybody say this, let me tell you, he already told you. It's gonna be a small remnant, Deborah. The gate that leads to life, it's narrow, Deborah. So why is we want to make him a lie so we can run around here and think that we telling the truth about something? Why ain't we telling the people the truth? Because the truth is not in us. Can a person that don't have truth in them really minister the truth to the people on this platform? No, they can't. So what do? They deceive them. The position that they were called from heavens to do, that's what they do. So they deceive. Okay, here go the next one. Let me see if someone else saying anything we can talk about here. We need to talk about flesh. That's right. It said that, didn't it? But they that are of the spirit, the things of the spirit. Now you see that? Now, do you know that's in what they call the New Testament? But that was standing also for in the Old Testament as well. Those were the seeds of the spirit. And that's why they never knew that there really in Ahia was two promises. There was a promise of the land and there was a promise of eternal life. Praise the mighty Yah. And just because they were in darkness and they desire the days of wickedness, they remain the children that only seek the promise of the land and not the promise of the spirit. Hallelujah. But what did Yah do? He looked high and low at what he had already orchestrated before the foundation of the world. He said, but look here, Deborah. I got a ram in the bush. Hallelujah. That's going to come out of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And yep, they all saying they coming. But you know what? They sit still yet in darkness. They have not seen the marvelous light. Praise the mighty Yah. Okay, the next one is this here. The next one he says is, why would Yeshua say, Abba, Abba, why have thou forsaken me, when he was on what they call the tree? Okay, why did Yeshua say Abba, Abba, which a lot of people say Yahuwah, Yahuwah, why have thou forsaken me? Why would Yeshua say that? Anybody know? That's right. There it is. He had to die like a flesh. He had to feel that thing, didn't he? Why? Because according for you to die for me, you got to feel like I feel. So just imagine Yeshua, the power of Hamashiach was raising up the spirit. Yeshua started to feel it. Bam! Why have you forsaken me? Yeah, I didn't forsake him. That was the flesh crying out because he felt that pain. He had to feel it a little bit, y'all, to die for our sins. That's the whole idea of the sacrifice. Didn't he feel it in heaven? The lamb was sacrificed before the foundation of the world. Was he given that mission? So to come down here and orchestrate that thing out, let me tell you something. It has to come with a feeling. I mean, a flesh feeling. That's why they called him the Son of Man. Because our men don't understand. He was like unto you, a son of man, born of a woman. Why? Because he had to die on the cross like you and I would have for the sin of the whole world. And that flesh got up there and started to feel the spirit uplifting. So he could feel it. And the moment he started to feel it, he said, Abba, Abba, why have thou forsaken me? What did he do? Gave up the ghost. But a higher left you a light on. How did he leave the light? By allowing him to say, Abba, Abba, why have thou forsaken me? Because how did he get to the point to where he felt the Father had forsaken him? Because the Father had. He didn't forsake him as forsake him. He forsaked him so he can feel that flesh on that cross. I mean, on that tree or whatever they call it. You see what I'm saying? So that's also what Ahia says the mystery is at, and it's given to those to understand. Why is he calling that? Same way he was in Gethsemane. The flesh was starting to feel that mission and where it was at. The hour was near. We was on the minutes, y'all. He said, take away this bitter cup. Take away this feeling I'm having. Tell you what, that's okay. Not my will, but thy will, Father. Continue. Go on, continue, Father. Go on, take me to the cross. Let me get this thing over with. Because this feeling is heavy. Why? He was talking as a man. Born of a woman. And guess what I found out, y'all? And I'm going to go and share it with y'all, but I'm going to wait to the end. I can't give it out right now. Okay, so when he said forsaken and forsaken, he had, and we have to walk like Hamashiach, right? We have to go through the fire. Yeah. But see, the difference between him, y'all ain't leaving us. How you like him now? No. Yeshua was going to the cross for all of our sin in the flesh. So he had to feel that thing in the flesh. But the moment he felt it, vroom, gave up the ghost. So it was finished. And what happened? When they buried him, guess what? That Ruach come right back into him and raised him up with that mighty power on that third day. You think Yeshua could have got up there out of himself? No, he couldn't. He was the Son of Man. But he needed the Son of Yah. When you read it and you see, and it tells you the Son of Yah raised from the dead, he did. He went back down to Yeshua. Sat in the tomb with him to raise him up on the third day with all back in him. That's what he did. But Yeshua couldn't come up by himself. See, that's why y'all have to give the Father the praise and the glory and the honors that do him. Because he let Yeshua fulfill that which was ordained in heaven before the foundation of the world, the sacrifice, the lamb slaughtered. He fulfilled, that's what I'm telling y'all. The way I see Yeshua, I see him as wow. And don't think I don't see the Hamashiach. Because I see it, Yeshua, but I don't see Yeshua without Hamashiach. That's the Father's right hand. and the Spirit of Yah on you. No, I don't see that. I can't give Yeshua everything. I have to give him, like he said, it ain't me, y'all. Even him himself. It is my Father. He kept telling, it's my Father, y'all. It's my Father doing this. It's my Father giving me this. It's my Father saying this. It's my Father going to do this. Look, it ain't my choice. It's my Father. That's why I can't give him all. I have to give it to who created him. And then I look at his wonderful work. But you can't bypass the Father, the Creator, like we have. Look at how he orchestrates two perfect wills in Genesis 1 and Genesis 2. Perfect! And we can't see his perfection. We can't see him even in there. We can't even see his right hand power. All that was created. And then he tells you in the New Testament, and Yeshua HaMashiach was present in the beginning when all things was created. What do that tell you? That right hand power was present. You can't even get them to figure that out. From the beginning, that's where it was. The Son of Yah. They didn't even know that. See, and they it ain't that they don't know it. It's just that these are the things that he has blinded those that need to be blind. To be honest, this is my Father's will. This is not Sister Deborah's will. This is my Father's will. So they was asking the question, why did he say, Abba, Abba, why have thou forsaken me? Because that was the Son of Man. Now that the Son of Yah has ascended, he felt the pain, starting with the feet. Because when it ascended, the spirit would go up, leaving him on the cross as flesh. And as he went up, then Yeshua, the Son of Man, started to feel the pain. And it felt like that pain made him feel, let me get it right, Deborah, get it right. That pain showed him he was on the cross like flesh. Yes, it was. So he was on the cross as flesh. Yep. There is no, see, that's a good one. Very good. You see that? He's the only one good. So let me tell you how I got caught. Well, let me give you a little testimony of what happened to me. The father say, I went around telling about, oh, my husband, he's so good, he's so perfect, he's so good. I used to say good all the time, all the time. One time the father called me, he said, now wait a minute, hold up. You run around here telling these people your husband is good and he's so good. He said, Deborah, what is good? What really tell me, what is good? And boy, I got to thinking about that, and I realized, wait a minute. No, that's not true. But why are you saying that? You see, there's none good but me. So why are you calling him who I am? So I mean, let me tell you something. When he was saying that, it made so much sense, and I never said it anymore because I had said it for so long. But when he said it, I stopped saying it. Instant. That shows you how the Spirit would teach you the right way of doing things, the right way of saying things, the right way of dressing, the right way of eating, the right way of speaking. You know, it ain't gonna put you in a category where you just strictly perfect. You better than anybody else. You got it 100. He might give you 20, like he gave me, but that's it. He might get somebody 30, but you ain't gonna get too far. Because all that you have is what he has given you. He's not giving you enough to make you think you override him. You better than he is. Why do you call? That's exactly what he said. Yeshua said, why do you call me good? There is only one good, and that is the Father. There you go. Luke chapter 4 and verse 4. Yeshua answered him, saying, it is written that man should not live by bread alone, but by every word. And you notice that word don't have an S on it, don't you? That's how powerful it is. See, people don't understand when it don't have an S. That's why he said he that has an ear, not ears. He that has an ear, not ears. Let him hear. It means it's Yah, y'all. Hear Yah. And when it says word, it's telling you the power that comes from the creator. These are what? Words with an S. Look at Luke chapter 4, verse 4. That man shall not live by bread alone, as Yeshua was said, but by every word. You don't see words. This book is words. Y'all see, you see why Sister Deborah tell you this book is not the word? This book is not the word. Ahaya is the word. This book is an instructions and direction guide. You are to study it and what? Tarry for the rock. Why are you tarrying? Tarrying means wait. And if you wait for him and you act like you got some sense and you waiting for him in that sense, oh, he gonna show up and show out. Because to him, when you are tarrying, you're thirsty. You're thirsty for his word. And now see, I want y'all to write that down in Luke chapter 4 and verse 4. There's other scriptures also saying that. But in Luke chapter 4 and verse 4, every word of Yah, he's letting you know these are words with an S. Yah's word is the word, and it comes through the Ruach HaKodesh. And it'll show you in this book the difference. But if you caught up in your flesh, and whoever told you when you was young, coming up, you in the Christians, in the Catholics, in the Hebrew Israelite, stuck on stupid, then you ain't going nowhere. You're going to stay there. Okay? For the kingdom of Yah doeth not consist in talk, but in power. See? And why do you think he said they denied the power? Because in Genesis, they denied it. They don't know what it is. So he's letting you know in the beginning when I created everything, Deborah, they denied the power way back then. It ain't cause you in the New Testament and you in Revelation. He said, Deborah, they denied the power way back then. That's why I say they ever learning, never coming to the knowledge of truth. Because they have no spirit in truth. Because they have denied the power. Why do y'all think people deny the power? Why do you think he might 2 cents? Who said that? I might have 2 cents. Yeah, Yah is the word. So when somebody trying to whoop you down with the words in here, you tell them to get somewhere and kick rocks. You think Yeshua went up on the mountain with this book? No, he went up the mountain with knowing in the flesh, but knowing that man don't live on bread alone. Because bread is for the flesh, but the word is for the spirit. And that's really what he live on, because that's where your eternal life is at. The bread of the spirit. And that's why I say to you all, I haven't, since I've been on here, heard people really give some real good food for the spirit. Because they can't afford to. They'll lose their subscribers. Yep. Nope, they can't see it with their natural eyes. Morning. In the beginning was the word. There you go. And the word was with him. You notice it ain't saying words. So this book ain't what he talking about. And the word was with him. And the word was Yah. And then it turn around and tell you, and the same was in the beginning with Yah. Letting you know why he it said like that for me in a spiritual realm, because it's saying that, see, Deborah, I put it just as plain as one can see it. And they still can't get it. They still won't get it. So it ain't that somebody has done something to him. It ain't cost the heathens and the Gentiles. It ain't cost of Satan and his demons. It's because of their flesh. This is the way they were in their spirit from the heaven level. So when I sent everybody in their flesh, it identified and cut up the way it was in the heavens. They cut up that same way in their flesh. That's why I tell you all, these people are lost without a cause. It's not a book, baby. It ain't never been a book. Because listen to this. If he said, did you ever see Yeshua or the disciples walking around with a book? Where was they walking around with a book saying, oh, John this or in this here or in the new this? No, they were telling you some of the prophecies of the prophets in the days of old. But they're not running around here with this book trying to master, control, and deceiving tools to deceive people. Because he said, if you tarry until I come, I'm coming. If you're waiting for me, I'm coming. But he's coming to live in you, y'all. He ain't coming to give you this book. He coming to live in you, and he is the what? The word. That's why he said, I come to teach you all things, because I am the word. And I teach you in here what the Catholic has smeared, because that's who smeared it. The Catholics, they smeared this. The Catholics, the Roman Pope, they smeared it. But you don't give up on the book, because why? The Ruach come to teach you all things. And anything smeared, he'll clean that mess up right in your spirit. And the word became flesh. How did it become flesh? Because it entered into Yeshua and dwell among us. It became flesh because it entered into Yeshua to complete the mission of himself. Never did. Oh wow. No book. That's why when you walk around, y'all, and you say, for instance, you go to the beautician or you go shopping, you go anywhere, you go to work, he greater in you. You don't need to tell nobody King James or Deuteronomy. No, you don't need to tell nobody nothing. Just speak the word. Because what he gives you is where the power rests therein. It's not trying to beat people with the book. It's his power is greater than the book, this book, and the words that's in it. You see? But people think they caught up in stupid, and that's where they gonna die in. So let me just leave it like that. Yeah, the word came with him because he couldn't do it by himself. Because the Father said, when I kept sending the prophets, they were killing them. So I tell you what, I slain this lamb, which was an angel, for the mission to go down one more time. But I tell you what, hold up, sit here on this right hand side. I'm gonna make you a little lower than the other angels. You sit here on the right hand side till I make that earth your footstool. How is he gonna do that? He is the power that does it all. So, but he told Yeshua, the angel that was slaughtered before the foundation of the world, sit here on my right hand side until I make that earth your footstool through my power. And because they have killed prophet after prophet after prophet that I talked with, I walked with, every one of my servants I seen, they kill them. But I tell you what, I'm going to do something a little different. Because if I have to go down, even the earth have to die. And I'm not ready for that right now. So I tell you what, okay, lamb, I'm preparing the earth to be your footstool. But I'm going to tell you one thing. I'm going to give you me. I'm on the throne, but I'm going to give you my spirit. I'm going to give you all of my power. And I'm going to instill in you my word. That's why it tells you Yeshua didn't come down with just word. he came down with his power too. Why is he giving that to Yeshua? Because every angel he sent down here as a prophet, the majority of them got murdered because they spoke truth. So he couldn't afford Yeshua being murdered because Yeshua was the sacrifice for our sins to bring Yah's back to him. So he couldn't afford them even thinking they're going to it, but murdered him. How could he make sure that don't happen? I'll tell you what, Deborah, I'm going down. But I can't go down I ain't going down as the flesh. That's that angel, Yeshua. That's why I called him the Son of Man. I'm the beloved right hand, my only begotten, my only begotten. I'm going down in that. That's why I said, Emmanuel with you. I'm Yah with you. I'm going down like that. But I'm going down with my power, my word, and my spirit. And it's called the Son of Yah. So it's two. It's the Son of Man and the Son of Yah. Okay? The Son of Man and the Son of Yah come down to do the mission of the Father that was still yet sitting on the throne in the heavens. Y'all don't know the Father I serve. So he can do that. That's who he is. He know how to do this. Wait a minute. Just like people thought Christ was the last name of Yeshua, which don't make sense because no one else has the last name but back then. And believe we have it now to throw people off. Yeah, right. That's all it's for. That's all people are using it for, to throw people off. And what is it saying in Luke 9? I hear them dogs out there barking. Luke 9. Then he called his 12 disciples together, and he gave them power and authority over the devils and to cure disease. Now you notice, do you see the mystery in that? Now you didn't pull it up, Luke 9, 1 and 3. Can you see the mystery? Tell me if you can see the mystery. I'm gonna stop right here until you tell me if you can see the mystery in that. Okay? And then we can go back to that. It's a mystery in that. It's a mystery in that. See if you can see it. Cover up more about who Christ is. People kept overlooking. Yep. That's the power. Remember, he said denying the power therein. See, Christ is the power. And they denying it. Because you go back to Genesis chapter 1 and verse 26, when he said, let us, he was talking to his power. Just like you would. If you see this here cup right here, your mind think to pick that cup up, right? And your right hand what? Picks it up. That's how he created everything, with his right hand power. Hallelujah! And they still don't know. Even when you tell them. Okay? In verse 9. No, in verse 9, Luke chapter 9. I think that's what you gave me. Luke chapter 9, verse 1. It's a mystery in that. Our last names that we have reflect our owners. The Hebrews had no last names. Oh, I see what you're saying. Now I see what you're saying. The Hebrews had no last name. Okay, now it makes sense. I get it. Yeah, people should wonder why all of a sudden last names came in. Right. But they said everything. This Catholic Roman stuff, they put taxes in, they put everything you see in. Christ. Yeah, he's the power. Christ is the power. He's the healer. That's how he heal you, with that power. And so you heard Yeshua say, and these wonders, these what he say? These signs and wonders you're going to do greater. You sure? Why are you telling us we're going to be doing it greater? Because now he's going to live in you forever. The same power I have, guess what? He's coming to live in you forever. And we deny the power every chance we get. That's why we can't go visit nobody in the hospital like he told us, because we don't have no healing power. We can't go to the prison and minister because we don't have the power of the word of Yah. You see what I'm saying? We can't go feed the homeless because we caught up in flesh and self-centered, self-motivated. Anything that has to represent Yah, we don't do anything toward it. But we say we are his. Because if you're doing it, guess what? It's the power. He's going to give you the power to do it. You go to a hospital and you go in there and start praying for people. Guess what? Eventually, how you going to activate that power? Say now, start laying hands. Start delivering. See, because we don't even understand it's in us. But because of all these voices in this land, it has made us not see him for what he's worth. And what is that? Denying the power. Okay, in Luke chapter 9 and verse 1. Yep, the power since the beginning. The power to rebuke the devil and heal the sick. Yah's word is the power. Now let's go there. Here we go. In Luke chapter 9, verse 1. Then he called his 12 disciples together and gave them power and authority over all the devils and to cure disease. The Father wants you all to know, you go to that verse, Luke chapter 9 and verse 1. One thing you're going to recognize is there were 12 disciples. Okay? This is the mystery in it. And this mystery is going to show you and identify you who Ahia is. Let me know if y'all there. Luke chapter 9 verse 1. Give me a thumbs up if y'all going to that Luke chapter 9 verse 1. I'm getting ready to show you all a mystery. No, that's not the mystery. He gave them authority. It's a mystery in it. Anybody got a thumbs up? Okay, good. I think I can press on now. I got enough thumbs up. That's right. Luke chapter 9 verse 1. Then he called his 12. Who was his 12? The 12 disciples. We had one that was a betrayer working on the devil's side? Do you see that devil? Let's go. Verse 1. Then he called the 12 disciples together. Together. So was that betrayer with him? Would you say the betrayer is with him in the 12? Right? Right. Watch this here. And he gave them power. He gave them power. He gave them power. Did he give 11 power or did he give 12 power? Somebody need to talk to me. Did he give 11 power or did he give 12 the power? What does it say? And he gave them power and authority over all demons and to cure disease. He gave them all that power to do that, y'all. He gave them all power, all 12. Very good. He gave it all to all 12. Now you notice there was a betrayer in there, right? It didn't stop Ahia for giving him power. What was he giving the powers against? Devils, authority over all devils, and to cure disease. The disease is really what the devil put on the people. But he gave them power over the devil. So what does that say? Remember, Yeshua said to him, all that thou hast given me, I have not lost one. So when you're out here and you see all these people out here portraying that they are apostles and prophets and prophetess, evangelists, seers and moorings and teachers and pastors with power, and you see them doing miracles and signs, the devil can do it too. And that is what got them doing it, is the devil. But in this situation, guess what? Even the way they doing it, Ahia is allowing it. You see? He's allowing them to portray that they represent him, and they think because they represent him, they can work a little power. They in there. Baby. He gave power to Judas, to the betrayer. He gave him power too. You see what I'm saying? Do y'all get what I'm saying? He gave the one who betrayed him, who was created to betray him, who was purposed to trade him, who was ordained to trade him, who was predestined to be amongst Yeshua HaMashiach to betray him. He was with him, and at one time, not only did he do that, what did he do? He washed his feet. Y'all don't even know who y'all serve. This is why the fear of Yah, that gift of fear, that brand of fear is important. Because when you see stuff like that, you be like, wait a minute, now you giving the devil power with the disciples. Wait a minute, hold up. You see what, do y'all see what I'm saying? He giving him power with the disciples. Even though his destiny was to go up against the Messiah and betray him to let his crucifixion take its course. That was the worstest enemy on the face of the earth toward our Messiah. But yet, it was one time our Messiah was giving him power over demons. Not some, it says all. You get it? See, this is where I was saying to you all, there's mysteries, just like the Father said in Revelation. There are mysteries that has never been spoken, never been taught, never been preached, never been even observed. And what does that say? We can't see our Father's power. We can't see the pure form of his power. Let me give you another one. Let me see, just like gave wicked ones and Satan power. Now he's in the end days to do their wicked. To do their wicked. Exactly. That's another example. Now, shouldn't you fear somebody who got the power to do that? I know I do. Honey, let me tell you something. Shoot, I don't, y'all can mess around with them if you want to. You can mess around with them if you want to. Now, this is something I want to kind of clear up. The mystery indeed. It's not being preached. No, it ain't never been preached. Because you notice a lot of things will cause people to fear Yah, and see him as all power, all authority, but they don't teach none of his authority. They don't teach none of his signs and his power and his will and the way he orchestrates things. They don't want to teach none of that. They want to see people to see them. Oh, you're a good teacher. You preached a good sermon and you this and you that. They don't want to give the Father no glory, no honor. And they think because they're getting likes and subscribers and praise, that is not your gift he told you to build up in the treasures in heaven. Because none of it's spirit and truth. Only thing you can build up for the heavens is the things which are spirit and truth. All this other stuff that they building up on earth is just to come to deceive you all. That's it. That's the only purpose for it. That's the only purpose for it. And he sent a lot of deceivers down, y'all. A lot of deceivers. Where was I going? I talked so much. I know it. Oh, let me show you another one right here. Okay, I had to clear up something too to kind of help it out a little bit. I'm going to try to do it and curve it the right way. Genesis chapter 3 and verse 15. In Genesis chapter 3 and verse 15, it says, I will put intimacy between thy seed, thy and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. Between thy and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. Okay. I want to tell y'all something that's really, and maybe y'all can help me out. Maybe somebody else can maybe cover this for me. Because Sister Deborah is something really thick about this here. It's something really thick. It's something really thick that the Father gave me probably a couple of months ago, and I backed away from it. So I'm going to leave it to you all. In Genesis chapter 3 and verse 15, and I will put intimacy between thee and the woman, period. He put something between the serpent, which is Satan, and the woman. Okay, now watch this here. And between thy seed and her seed. Okay, I do know that that part that he put between them was given to them in the heavens, because they wouldn't have survived on the earth. That's how the prophets all got murdered, because they came down here as prophets to warn the people and teach the people what Yah was saying. They were speakers for Yah, but they didn't live long. They didn't live long at all, and it's because of their mission that the Father didn't want them to go a long time teaching and warning the people. It was a long time, but not a long time, y'all. They didn't get up in age. No, because they had to suffer for so long. They started off very young and trying to warn the people. So the people thought they were doing something when they kill them. No, you won, baby. That was a up out of the trouble that you giving them. That's all. People don't know that. It ain't because you done something because you took the prophet's life. No, baby. The prophet was bought with a price. And that was way in heaven. It was on earth. So you ain't done nothing on this earth, baby, that heavens has not already orchestrated. So here in Genesis chapter 3 and verse 15, maybe you all can answer that. Okay, and it says, and I would put intimacy between thee and the woman. Stop. Thee and the woman. And then it says, and between thy seed and her seed. Okay, right there is speaking of spiritual. That seed represent one. So he's gonna put, ooh, Father, yeah, I'm giving it to them and you answering it in me. My goodness. Their seed, which is spiritual, and the serpent's seed, which is spiritual, but it's see, the Satan got his. Okay, the Father let him know there's those that's coming down that's gonna represent you, and they're gonna have flesh and what? Spirit. And it's those who's coming down that's gonna represent me. They're gonna be what? Flesh, and they're gonna be spirit. The spirit part of those that represent you and the spirit part that represents me, I'm gonna put an entity between them. I'm gonna put something between them to separate you from mine. That's what I'm gonna do. But the first time he said between you and what? He telling the serpent between thee and the woman. That's one thing. But notice he said, and thy seed and her seed. You see? The beauty in that is so powerful. And I know I shouldn't even brought that up, but I brought it up because I thought of it as I'm sitting here. Yeshua was born the Son of Man, born of a woman. Hallelujah! I will separate the serpent, Satan, from her. Not Satan, I'm going to separate you from him. I'm going to separate you, bring enmity between you, Satan, and her. Not only am I going to do that, I'm going to separate your seed, which is spirit, from her seed, which is spirit. That's why they are branded. Hers is already branded. Her seed is already branded for the Father's name's sake. And he already telling the serpent, I'm going to separate your demonic spirit from those who's coming down in the woman. Because I said, wait a minute, Father, woman ain't got no seed. He said, if I said she do, she do. Now, how y'all like him now? You don't like him, do you? That's what you get the battle from the males about. See, because he's saying a lot of things and he ain't saying nothing negative toward us. Y'all ain't saying nothing negative. Y'all go into Genesis or to Revelation, you ain't gonna hear him down and saying negative things about us like the mouth of men. So that leads you to understand they are the seeds of Satan. But how can you say these things that's not even in your study guide and your instruction? If the rock don't come and tell you a woman is this, she's going to be like this, who gives the authority to the flesh of man? Satan. So this is Satan's seed. Satan's spiritual seed are going up against woman's spiritual seed. Because here come the Messiah. Here come the Messiah. And I sit there and I'm going to tell y'all what made me go there, y'all. I sat there and I said, wait a minute, hold up, something wrong with this picture. The spirit of the Messiah came down the same spirit seed as David, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob came down. All the way down to Joseph. These are those who were the spiritual seed. Who was that? That was the woman's seed. But there's another intimacy that he said he was going to put between Satan and woman. Y'all don't get it. Somebody come on. Somebody go with me. Go with me just a little way. Just a little way. Genesis chapter 3 and verse, what did I just have it? 15. He's saying two things. I would put intimacy between thee and the woman. Now he did that one, right? And then he said, and between thy spiritual seed and her spiritual seed. But what was the first one? Satan was separated from woman. Ahia put something between those two in the flesh. And that's why woman is getting battled today. Satan had already put, Yah had already put something between the serpent and the woman. And then he turned around and said, and. Do y'all see that word and? It says, and her seed and your seed. So you're putting something between two situations. It has to be between the flesh or the flesh of a serpent and the flesh of a woman and the flesh, the spirit of a woman and the spirit of the serpent. Meaning her spirit represents Yah. His spirit represents damnation. Those who come down here representing Satan, he said, I'm going to put an intimacy between your seed and her seed. Notice it ain't got an S on it. And because it doesn't have an S, he's talking about spiritual, y'all. He's talking about spiritual. So what are you talking about when you say you're going to put this between thee and the woman? And then you turn around and say, and between your seed and hers. He's talking spiritual. We missed something, y'all. We missed something, y'all. We missed something big time. Because here go the Son of Man. The Son of Man came down. What seed? The spiritual seed. The Son of Man came down. No, he didn't. He came down the spiritual seed. Yes, he did. All the way down to Joseph. Because you go to Matthew 21, if you go to Matthew chapter 1, that's all the ones who have the spiritual seed. They're all the one who has the seed that was put in the soil. That's the spiritual seed. But when you got down to Mary, hold up, something finna go happening, y'all. Something getting ready to happen. Here you go, the Creator finna put the Son of Man, born of a woman. He's sending a message, y'all. Right there is a message that we missed. I'm gonna do a study on that because that's a message right there. He made sure that Yeshua came down, the seed from David on down. That's the spiritual seed. Okay? Of the woman, the spiritual seed. But that woman is not representing like unto, I would say, a female in that sense, because it's a spiritual seed. So if it's a spiritual seed, it still yet might be a woman. That's deep. That leads you to understand why you're seeing the pressure on us. Now watch this here. But what is that you said between thee and her? Now it's coming back to the natural. Mary, she birthed Yeshua, the spiritual seed, out of a natural woman. That's deep. It's something in there. And every time I wasn't going to talk about that one, but that just came to me and said, now, don't you remember in Genesis where I was going to put that between? He said, just like you just showed them regarding the 12, and I gave them the power. I gave them the power. And you just, that mystery, he said, when you go to Genesis, you'll see another one. And I'm like, wait a minute. Think now, y'all, think. The Messiah that came, he was born, he's called Son of Man. Guess what? He had Mary's blood. He had Mary's blood in him, whether they like it or not. Now, he had the spiritual seed of Yah. You see? Why? Because he came down here as the Son of Yah. But wait a minute. Tell them, Deborah. Tell them the truth. Watch this, y'all. Ahiah says he came down with the Son of Man as the Son of Yah to work the mission. So not only was he the Son of Man in the flesh of a woman, he was the Son of Yah, Yah himself, Emmanuel with us. So Ahiah chose the Son of Man to be born of a woman. That means he didn't have Joseph's blood, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, David and Moses and all of their blood. He had their spiritual blood, which was their mission in the spirit. But he had Mary's blood in the flesh. If he didn't have Mary's blood in the flesh, he couldn't have been called the Son of Man. See that? Y'all don't get it, do y'all? I know y'all don't get it. Oh my y'all. Now, oh my goodness, I can't be up all night. I'm gonna have to be in, because think of that, y'all. It tells you. It warned her, and it warned Joseph that she's gonna be buried. He even took Joseph as far as letting him know she's gonna be born a son of the Spirit. And then he also told him. That's why he was getting him to take her as his wife, because he wanted to let him know that she wasn't pregnant, before she met him, but that this is a spirit. So he let him know, I'm coming down. But when y'all put that seed in that woman, she carried him 9 months. That shows you now that your Son of Man was out of the realm of men themselves. The only way he could come down, listen to what I'm saying, y'all. The only way the Son of Man can come down is when there was a woman and a woman only. The woman's bloodline. Wow. That's deep. Because it's saying that if he didn't have Joseph's sperm, but he had the seed sperm, which is the eternal seed of the spirit. See, you got to be careful. You are a spirit and you are flesh. Okay? His spirit was the lamb that was slaughtered before the foundation of the world. That's his spirit. Okay? But he came as having a spirit, watch this here, but was flesh, born of a woman. So, in order for a child to be born, he's going to have the father's DNA, but he's going to have the blood as well of the mother. So Yeshua didn't just come down as the Son of Yah. He came down as the Son of Man, born of a woman. Meaning what? Born of the flesh. Whose flesh was this? He was born of. Somebody got to talk to me. The Father said, woman's. Woman's. Not Joseph. Not Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Why? Loaded in their flesh with sin. I got to bring him down only from a woman's standpoint point of view. Y'all don't get it. Y'all don't get it. Because see, the reason why they won't get it is because they want to make it like it's Joseph's or Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob or David. No, baby. They're the bloodline of the seed, which is spiritual. He had that too. But he came down as the Son of Man, meaning he had to come down in the flesh. Who made up his flesh? Come on now, y'all. We know Ahiah was the spirit. He was the lamb slaughtered. He had his own spirit. And not only did he have the own spirit, he had Ahiah's right hand, which was Hamashiach, all power, the word and the spirit. So he had so much support coming down. But the Father wants y'all to understand one thing, that y'all is to let you know, you too are of the flesh. You see what I'm saying? But you got a father of the flesh and the mother of the flesh. Y'all didn't see fit that a man's flesh can bring forth a flesh that he was willing to get into. So he said, woman, I'm going to use your flesh to bring the flesh of the Son of Man. Woo, that's deep. That's deep. I never thought of it like that. But the more you really kind of meditate on that, that is deep, y'all. That is deep. Even when you go back to Genesis and he's sitting here saying, I'm going to separate you, serpent, Satan, from you and from woman. And not only am I going to separate you from the flesh hand, I'm going to separate you all from the spiritual seed. Wow. So Satan, see, that's why I try to tell y'all, before the foundation of the world, Satan's seed was on his way down here. Because it was a lot of angels that wanted to follow him, but Ahiah set it up on his plan. And his plan was the beginning to the end. That's what made him Alpha and Omega. Because he planned his will from the beginning to the end to clean out the heavens. Why? Because when Satan got kicked out, when he got kicked out, there were still angels trying to say that I wish I would have joined, or I wanna, and they was thinking like this. He said, I tell you what, I'm gonna clean this heaven out. And each and every last one of you gonna have a flesh, and the spirit that you are in the heavens with is gonna go into this flesh. And that's what he gave him. So Satan's seed is those who came down. So when you seen Adam and Eve, two of them, that were brought down and created from the dirt and placed. That's why they ran to the knowledge of the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Why? Because that was their destiny from heaven. You get it? Oh, stupid Deborah ain't got no sense. Because I used to ask the Father, I said, wait a minute, I got some questions to ask. Okay, what is it now? If you didn't want them there, why would you bring them down here with us? I used to ask some stupid questions, and he gave me the answer each and every time. He said when he sent them down, he already knew where they were going. That's why he planted the tree of knowledge and good near the other trees. He was just sending them down to where they were going to go. That's why. Because that's who they were in the heaven, wanting to follow Satan. So I give you a chance to follow him. I'm going to put your tail down there and your spirit go follow. Well, who is that spirit? Go to Genesis chapter 3, verse 15. Your seed is going to be separate from her seed. Her seed is going to represent Yah's seed. Y'all better wake up to that. I'm telling you, that's deep. I ain't never heard it like that. Ooh, Father, yeah, I'm going to have to do some studying. I'm going to have to do some deep studying. I'm going to have to do some deep studying now, because because really, according for Yeshua to be born, before he can even come down in his spirit, the lamb that was slaughtered, that was a spirit, an angel. Before he can come down into her womb, he needed a flesh body. He needed a flesh body. And what make up that flesh body is a seed from the man, sperm, incubated into a woman's womb. And the blood transfusion shares it. The father said, I don't want Joseph's blood near her. But I want hers. Y'all didn't know it about. See, they would never ever preach that to you all. They would never tell you that. For him to be in her womb, he would have to have her DNA as the Son of Man. See, it changes everything. But what hour are we in? He said, "It come the time, Deborah, that which was in the dark shall come to the light in these last evil and wicked days." And then we would feel bad because we'll look at it and say, well, okay, you mean it been like this all the time? Where we been? People ask me why I say this. I say I've been in a cage. I tell people that all the time. I've been in a cage for a mighty long time. I've been in a cage all my life. And people, they seem to think it's true. Because when they come saying things to me, and I be telling them, wait a minute, no, but it don't mean that. It don't mean it just not saying that. And I be talking, they be like, what church do you go to? Should I join your church? I told them I don't have now. Because the church that I reside is in me. And it is the Father in the heaven. It's his spirit that rests in me. So you can go there too. But you begin to try the people's spirits. You have to learn to try people's spirits before you allow yourself to really put how would I say it? Spill out your spirit to them. Because a lot of people really don't want what is in you. They just not used to hearing what is being said. And it makes them trigger. It triggers their spirit. Wait a minute. I ain't never heard that before. But it makes sense. And they be wanting to know what church. Back in the days, people would ask people, well, what church do you go to? Because they felt if they knew if you was a Baptist, a Jehovah's Witness, or Pentecostal, well, they can tell what you believe. But they never could get that out of me all my life. I said, I don't go to no church. Because the church is greater in me than any building that you want me to say I go to. So you can be able to tell me what I believe. I tell you what I believe. I believe in the church that rests within me. And that is the Most High Ahaya, the Father in heavens, who sent his Son, Yeshua HaMashiach, to die for our sins. We need to get behind him and stop trying to walk behind and mimic these fleshly people on this devil platform. Oh, the Father wanted me to say something else, you guys. He said we should not we should we should not ever claim truth as ourselves. He said, do not claim truth as yourself. Don't apply truth to you. Truth only belongs to the most high or higher in spirit and truth 100. Truth is him that's in us, not us. He said, don't claim that you are truth. Don't claim truth as if it's who you are on your outer man. Truth is him that's greater in us than he is in the world. Why he said that? I'm only thinking he said it because people think that they can claim this truth as if it's something that belongs to them or something they have created within themselves because they have studied the book and they feel that, oh, I'm where I am because I'm all that and some, and I am truth. The Father said, you can't, nor do you own truth as yourselves. He said, don't do that. Because if you this is truth, then what is he? You see, makes sense. Because and that's why people are being deceived and following people. Because people are saying they are the truth. They master Torah, master Hebrew and Greek. They didn't master New Testament and Old Testament and all Enoch and every else books. I'm the truth because I've been studying this a long time. How many times have Sister Deborah told you I've been in this Bible since I was 4? I haven't been in this Bible since I was 4. When I was 4 years old, I would get this book, and the only words I knew was he, the, they. That's all I knew, and that's what I would go around saying. And I'm thinking I'm reading. I don't care. It's funny. That's all I can say, and that's what I did. But just imagine at the age of 4, you believed. You think he gonna sit and tell me, no, you ain't saying my name right. You got to accept Yeshua HaMashiach, or you have to accept Jesus Christ. 4 years old. Y'all ain't got time for that nonsense. He's spirit and he's truth. And we got to get him up out of this stuff that man has placed him in, like a corruptible man. He is not a corruptible man. Matter of fact, he ain't the flesh of no man. He is the creator of all man. But we got to get him out of that box that we placed for him, just like others have placed for us. He got to come up out of that box. So he wanted me to say, give him to be spirit and truth 100. He said, oh, no, that's what but he gave me a whole different lesson up here, but we're not going to be able to cover it. There was something on the news of a young black man, had to been like 30. He was jaywalking. He was jaywalking. And the police and them decided to tase him. And he died. He first let them know he couldn't breathe. And I think they said it was like 4 or 5 cops on him. Anytime you don't have that, you know how somebody get hurt, everybody tell them get from away from it so they can breathe. They need that oxygen. But when people crowd around, all of them are using the same oxygen. But a person that's lying down, they need that oxygen. So if you got all 5 of y'all on him and tasing him, he's actually telling you he can't breathe. And then one cop has said, wait a minute, is he breathing? He's not breathing. It was too late. And they awarded him, for his family, $4.5 million. And want me to tell you something? When I heard the black guy covering that, he made it like, oh, they got a 1.4. Use a fool, and you're going to be a fool. That shows you the mindset of our men and our people, period. This is why they continue to take their lives. and they're going to continue. This is what the Bible, you all don't want to accept it, but Deuteronomy 28 said until they destroy it. And if you are not looking at the prophecy, not of Deborah, I'm going to say this to y'all real clear. The prophecies are not of man. When Ahiah is giving you prophecies of things that's going to take place, and then he gave you Deuteronomy 28 and told you the whole end of the curse and how you going to step in the curse and how you going to step out of the curse, and you rather not see the curse at all? Come on now. That's a part of denying the power therein, because you don't want to accept nothing outside of what you want to accept in your flesh. So that all the people that's following you and you're deceiving, they're going to be without as well. Because you chose that you don't want to be with it. You don't want to teach it. You don't want to reveal it to the people so they'll know exactly where we at today. And what can we do? And if we were, Deuteronomy said we were going to be in the end days, guess what? That's unity right there. That's unity right there. That's the fear of Yah right there. That's the repentance right there. That's the upright right there. But if they never go, or if they been and they rejecting it because they want to deceive the people, then that's about right. That's where the deceiving gonna win, because it's this time. It's evil and wicked. It's their time, and that's why they have never turned to the Deuteronomy 28. They're saying that this is these, and then you go to Isaiah 3:25. You wonder, well, what is these people? Why is these tribe of Judah men gonna be dying by the sword and dying in the war? And this type of war is the war they talking about. It's a war of races. It's not the war against rumors of wars. It's nation against nation. That war. You see, if you all, and I'm going to end this here somewhere here. If you all cannot see the number of people that are losing their lives in our communities, something wrong with y'all. Something deeply wrong with you. If you cannot see the increase of the tribe of Judah men, now the women are doing some things too. Don't get me wrong. I ain't got time. Just like I'm gonna share you an example. You know when he came into the garden, he said, Adam, Adam, where are they? He ain't thinking about women. I ain't got time to look at what the woman doing. I'm telling y'all what's coming from the head, the men. Because when the men are bent, the woman is bent, and when the woman is bent, the family is down. They never could comprehend that, because it's too late now. They gone. They too far gone. They too far gone. So when you want to step into Deborah talking about, she always talking about men, wait a minute. In the beginning, he did not come after her. Adam, woman, I ain't talking to you. Sit down. I get to you. Adam, where are thou? Why did he place them in the garden naked? Because he wanted to share with you all, he never intended for us to be about our bodies. Nudity or sexual lust. Ahiah never created our body to be a lustful figure. Ain't that sad? But our women want to hoist their rear end up as high as they can get it, and don't even understand. They don't give a rat's behind Romans chapter 1 said about you. Why? Because they love themselves one to another. And I ain't talking about just gay. He already done spoke that, and the women today still don't get it. So they just as lost as a loony bird, trying to get his lust on. Women walking around here to dress, to fit, and to master the men lust. And then Ahiah said, but Deborah, I put them in the garden naked, because I asked him, I said, what's all that about? And then you turn around and say, and they were naked. What is all that about? He said, I wanted to share with you and all of them that I never created them to be about their bodies. So I made sure you didn't have nothing on when y'all saw each other. So nothing on your outside can be about all that and something. And what has happened? It did the opposite. It did the opposite. Till the lust is so out of control under the demonic spirits, they messing with babies. It don't matter. Men messing with men, messing with babies, messing with little boys. It don't matter. It don't matter no more. So that's how out of control it is from where it began, where it started. His whole purpose. That's why I tell y'all it is important to master Genesis 1 and Genesis 2, where you see how he perfectly orchestrated everything. And just because we are where we at today, we think we can go into his perfect will, the way he orchestrated Genesis 1 and Genesis 2, and try to tell him, wait a minute, it ain't like that. You didn't create her, you created him first. But what did I call them? I call them them. When I gave the charge and I say this, didn't I give it to them before I created him? So what do you see? That's what I'm saying. They got their own way of teaching and preaching this thing because they got to make it look real good to those that they're going to deceive them. I have no problem with people being deceived after the Father broke down to me that you know that seed you telling them right now, Deborah, in that garden? I'm going to separate the serpent seed, which is his spiritual seed, from the spiritual seed of the Father through the woman. I'm going to separate them things, Deborah. So when eternal come, one going to go this way and one going to go this way. And that's where we are lost at today. We're trying to determine which seed are we. You see? Which seed do we belong to? Because so much wicked and evil and hatred and disobedience and stiff neck and rebellion has hit the earth, murdering, perpetual hate among our men and women. All this stuff is going on. Which seed are we? Which is which? Are we on the woman's seed or are we on the serpent seed? Every last seed was brought from the heavens by the Father. And don't you ever estimate that he don't know what seed is which. You can role play and deceive people all you want. You can run around and make people think you this and you that and you all that and something all you want. He said, Deborah, tell them to kick rocks because I even got a ram in the bush. And I told them if it was so, it will fool the rams I got in the bush. They can't be fooled. And that's why you get smaller people listening and likes and subscribers. That's a good thing. That's where you praise the Most High. You in there with him. You in there with him because ain't no dark gonna follow righteous. It ain't trying to find no light. It loves what it's doing in darkness. And as I was saying, this man that they killed, $4.5 million. When that black guy said, oh, he was awarded I said, look at this man. And this is why they continue. Not this ain't the why, but this is the mindset of our men. They don't have no grip at all. But it's a good thing. It's a good thing because that's the only way he's going to come. The only way the Father going to come get us is once it has gotten to the fullness where he wants it to be destroyed. Then that's when he fully take over. Those that are of his is going to take over their flesh. Because honestly, I have gotten my flesh under the subjection to my spirit. And that's a beautiful thing. Because you have to be able to tell your spirit, stand your tail down. I don't want to hear your ugly mouth. Don't you say nothing. I don't want to hear it. Stop thinking like this. Stop feeling like this. When you're able to tame that flesh, the moment it wants to sin and shut that thing down. You see? Bring it to the lowest term. And that's why I said women ain't got no business being submissive to a man that ain't been submissive to Yeshua HaMashiach. You ain't got no business being submissive to him because you're submissive to his flesh and his spirit that has not submitted to the Father through Yeshua HaMashiach. See, they bent up and they bent down. They got this thing the way they say it is, the way they want to say it is. They want to believe it in one day, the way they want to think it. They don't see no spirit and truth in nothing they say, and they don't care. Why? because they came down the seed of the serpent. That's spiritual line. And that's a scary thing, y'all. That is scary to come down to the seed of the serpent. The seed of the serpent. That means your spirit is predestined for the lake of fire. And they see they think that the power that they deny a highest power. So what? Who cares if you deny his power? It's still gonna stand when you finish. It's still gonna override any and everything. When you finish, kick rocks. So I, Sister Deborah, was saying to you, give the Father the glory and the honor and the praise. Let's do him now. Have you heard that song? Give me my flower while I yet live. Praise the Most High now while you live. You know, while you live. Well, I'm sorry, had to answer that. That person had texted me so many times. But just give him the praise and the honor and glory. And let me explain something. By us not knowing who's saved and if we're saved, guess what? There are fruits of the spirit and characteristics of the Ruach HaKodesh in us to let us know who we are in him. Because if it was not, how will we have the ability to try our spirit by the spirit? You see what I'm saying? How will we have the ability of the gifts of discerning, the gifts of interpreting tongues? You see, the gifts of healing or the gifts of endurance. How would we have all these things if we do not represent him? Especially that trying that spirit by the spirit. If you don't have the spirit of Yah, how can you try the spirit of another spirit if you don't have the spirit of Yah? So it's a lot of things in you that leads you to believe that you've been marked, you've been predestined, you've been branded for his name's sake. And you now, what you say, keep still and know that he is. That's all we have to do. He ain't asking us to bend over backwards and, oh, we got to go out here and do this, do this. He ain't asking us to do all that because greater is he that is in us than he that is in the world. And if he's in us working his work, we're going to do those things. We're going to represent that great one that's in us. I give myself away. All right. Thank you. Praise the Most High. Ahaya. So I, Sister Deborah, went 3 hours. We went way beyond. Wow. And I'm not going to hold you long. It's 10:06. And I appreciate each and every last one of you in the live chat. And you know what else I want to say to you all, which I haven't said in probably, a week or two, probably in 2 weeks, that I appreciate all the donations, the pledge that you all have put forth. I appreciate it. Don't think that I don't. I do. I appreciate it. Uh, I don't know if I ever told you. I say I wish I could interview my mother and she'll tell you that child, she don't want nothing from nobody. My mother would tell you that. She'll tell you. This one lady say, Deborah, you don't seem like you care about prices. I never did. My mother used to say, you silly fool. You going in this store buying and ain't looking at what you pay. I just never looked at the figure of money. I never, nothing ever. It never, and I think it's kind of good, y'all, because my kids are like that. My kids are like that. Money don't mean anything. My daughter's father said, "Did you know China don't even care about the value of money? I mean, it just nothing means nothing." I said to myself, okay, they might have got that from me because that's just who I am. And I just thank you all. I thank you for all I do. I thank you for your donations because I want the Father to do what He said His word is going to do. He that give a drink unto the prophet receives a prophet reward. And I just thank Him and hold that firm. And I just thank Him for allowing you. So don't think that I don't uh, uh, notice. I appreciate it. I do. And I say unto you, I thank in each and every last one of you all for tuning in. And I will be back. And you know what? I wrote stuff down so that I can remember. And as I was writing stuff down that was actually taking place, I began to hear the voice. And when he started to talk about things, I'm like, okay, so I write that down with this. Do I put that together? That's why I had to say 1, 2, and then I had to get out of 1, 2, 3 because once I went to 1, 2, then he started saying things to me, and I start skipping and not numbering anymore because it was like, okay, I'll be here all night. Then I'll be writing, writing, writing. So when the time came, I said it's time to get to the computer and the laptop for the live, and that's that. So I, Sister Deborah, said thank you all, each and every last one of you all for tuning in, and I hope that we got something out of this. I know Deborah ended up talking a lot, didn't she? Oh, that's so sad. Okay, I won't do it so much next time. Okay, so shalom and shalom.